There's nothing more quintessentially fall in Colorado than taking a road trip through the Rockies to see the aspens changing color in late September. So in this video, I give you what I consider to be my top 5 fall drives in Colorado. Coming in at number 5 is the Peak to Peak Highway. Located between the small towns of Nederland and Estes Park, this stretch of highway is the closest to the Denver metro area, only being about an hour and a half from downtown Denver. The drive itself takes about an hour from end to end, but you can easily spend longer stopping at various different overlooks of aspen groves. This area usually hits peak foliage around the 3rd week of September, and given its proximity to Denver, be prepared for crowds of day trippers on that weekend. At number 4, the top of the Rockies Scenic Byway is the highest elevation drive on this list. Connecting two of Colorado's premier ski resorts, Aspen and Keystone, this drive follows and crosses the Continental Divide. The highlight of this trip is obviously a visit to the Maroon Bells, perhaps the most photographed peaks in Colorado. Just be aware that in order to visit the Maroon Bells during this period, that you're required to take a shuttle from downtown Aspen, as they try to limit the hordes of leaf peepers who visit the Maroon Bells during the last week of September. The drive takes about 2 hours one way, or is about an 8 to 10 hour round trip journey from Denver, making it a long but doable day trip from the Mile High City. For my third favorite drive, I suggest the San Juan Skyway between Ridgeway and Telluride. This is my first suggestion where I'd really recommend doing more than a day trip, as Ridgeway is located about 6 hours from Denver. That being said, it's well worth the investment, as the San Juan Range are easily some of the most spectacular mountains in the entire Rockies. The destination here really is the highlight of the drive, as Telluride is one of the most beautiful towns in Colorado. Aspen groves blanket the hillsides in and around town, which usually hit peak foliage in the first week of October due to the fact that Telluride is so much further south. My second favorite drive can easily be combined with the San Juan Skyway, as it goes south from Ridgeway instead of west. The stretch of highway from Ouray to Silverton is known as the $1 Million Highway, and it provides priceless views along its entirety. Also set in the San Juan Range, the highway meanders through glacial valleys surrounded by jagged, mineral-rich peaks. Silverton, a small former mining town and whose former saloons and storefronts are remarkably well preserved, is a great place to step back in time to when the West was still wild. And from the highway's highest point at Red Mountain Pass, you get an incredible view of the entire valley below, which is simply draped in changing aspens. And as my favorite fall drive in Colorado, it is hands down the West Elk Loop from Crested Butte to Carbondale. This 3 to 4 hour drive takes you both over Kebler Pass and McClure Pass, where abundant winter snowfall and rich minerals in the soil produce some of the largest and most beautiful aspen groves in the state. It's also home to the state's largest single grove of aspens, which spans across Kebler Pass. A fun fact about aspen trees is that all the trees are actually clones growing from a larger underground root system, meaning the grove of aspens on Kebler Pass is one of the largest single organisms on Earth. While you really can't go wrong with any fall drive in Colorado, these are my top 5 drives I think you should consider when road tripping through the Rockies. In the description below, I've put some links to more information on all of these drives, as well as ideas for weekend or day trips. Whether you live in state or are coming from far away, I hope this video has helped to inspire you to see the wonders of autumn in the Centennial State.